And we welcome you back to Plainsman Park as we head to game number 4 of the weekend series for the Northeastern Plainsmen and the McCook Community College Indians. I'm Ben Blecka. McCook winning game 1 today, game 3 of the series by a tally of 7-1. So now NJC looking to avoid the series split and win their third series to start Region 9 play. Pre-game show brought to you by Northeastern Junior College. From Plains to Possibilities, Northeastern Junior College has the educational path for you. Get your 2026-27 education off on the right foot now by visiting njc.edu. The Plainsmen will turn to Gavin Lamont to start this one. Lamont pitched exceptionally well in relief last weekend. This will be his 9th appearance on the bump. First time he has garnered a start this year. He went 5 innings in the 10-9 win in the final game against Southeast last weekend. Ended up giving up 3 earned runs, struck out 7 with no walks in the ball game. Before that, he pitched an inning in the 14-4 win against Trinidad State. Struck out 1, walked 1. Got knocked around a little bit against Salt Lake and Dawson. He lasted 3 innings and struck out 4. He's definitely earned this spot as the starter in this one. Jan Roniger had been the number 4 starter for NJC, and we expect to see Jan in this ball game out of the pen. But Lamont, as the right-hander, has just provided a steadying influence. His overall body of work numbers look a little bit rocked because of a couple early outings in the year where he gave up quite a few hits. In fact, the one loss to Williston State, he was torched for 8 runs in an inning and 2/3. So when you look at the ERA and the WHIP and some of that kind of stuff, you really can't say that, oh yeah, this is been a problem or whatever the case may be. And I think Toby Casino, who's starting for McCook, he's kind of earned his spot as well. He pitched in the final game of the series against Otero last weekend for McCook. Got the start, went 3 innings, 6 strikeouts, no hits allowed, 2 runs, neither of them earned. 5 walks was the problem. And when you look at his marks so far this year, he's given up quite a few walks. He's given up 2 or more walks in 3 different starts this year, and he doesn't go very deep, so he's definitely a guy that is going to require patience at the plate. And that's one of the hardest things to do in these series as we talk our key to the contest. Brought to you by Carpet Comfort Center, largest selection of flooring in Northeast Colorado. The flooring you need, the professional installation you deserve. Stop by in the Broadway Plaza Shopping Center in Sterling, where comfort is their middle name. When you're coming into these series, you don't win Series 4-0 very often inside this region, like NJC did the first 2 weekends of regional play. There's always one game that you lose that things just didn't go your way. And for NJC, that was the first game here in this one. It's about how you respond, though, because as I said, as we were going through that first game today, you need to put yourself in a position where you're winning the series. Nobody's ever gone 30-0 in conference play or whatever the max number would be. Nobody's ever been unblemished inside this Empire Conference. You're always going to lose a game somewhere, somehow. So you knew it wasn't going to continue the entirety of this season. But now if you're NJC 10-1, McCook's 8-3, you've got yourself 2 games up on McCook. You're only 1 game up on McCook for first in the region through 3 weeks if you lose this second game. So you've got to have some patience at the plate. You got to try some other things. There was a lot of the same thing, same approach from the guys, and that's why I think you're seeing some changes in the lineup. And there's another lefty on the hill, the last lefty in this McCook bullpen that will be starting this game, that has shuffled things around and created a little bit of a different lineup. But that being said, just because guys are starting isn't going to mean that the guys are going to go the full duration in this ball game. You've still got several very good bats on the bench. Aniel Delorbe, who had a great day on Thursday in McCook. He's again not in the starting lineup, but I fully expect to see him once a pitching change happens, because once you get a righty back out there, he's definitely a righty bat that you're going to want in the lineup. Obviously, you could potentially see Carson Sauter as well. Jose Victorio is getting the start at DH for NJC, but you could see Sauter come in if Easton Hubbard maybe doesn't get something going with the bat. He's at second base in this game after DHing the first game. Maybe you have that change there as well. I think the leash is short on a lot of guys So let's meet our starting lineups. They're brought to you by Stubbs. Hop at exit 66A. When you're on I-76, find a gem of a place. Auto accessories, gas, fresh cooked food from an actual kitchen. That's Stubbs in Wiggins. Nothing changing for McCook, with the exception of the starting pitcher. Owen Wheels in center leads off. Tyler Rayburn, the catcher, hits second. And Jacoby Hamer, the first baseman, will bat third. Dalton Berg, the right fielder, is hitting cleanup. Hunter Southey, the third baseman, will bat fifth. Kieran Cutler, still the DH and hitting sixth. Corbin Lockett is the left fielder and batting seventh. Connor Charfant, the second baseman, will hit eighth. And Kanyo Shimura, the shortstop, will bat ninth. Toby Casino, the starting pitcher for the McCook Community College Indians. For the Northeastern Plainsmen, it's Easton Hubbard leading things off. He'll be playing second. Riley Suarez, the center fielder, will hit second, and Nate Glad, the catcher, will bat third. Michael Clark, the first baseman, is the cleanup batter. Brayton Stumpf moves from the leadoff spot to the 5-hole. He's playing at third in this game. And Tanner Peary goes from 2-hole to 6-hole, and he'll stay in left field. Jose Victorio will be the designated hitter and batting seventh. Hudson Hoy into the lineup as the shortstop. He'll hit eighth, and then Tucker Smock getting the start in right field. He'll bat ninth, but I fully expect to see a few changes once the lefty is no longer on the hill for the McCook Community College Indians. We'll take a break and have first pitch when we come back. NJC looking for the series win against the Indians on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back to Plainsman Park, just underway in game number 4 of the weekend series for the Northeastern Plainsmen against the McCook Community College Indians. And Gavin Lamont gets the first pitch, a fly out to center field from Owen Wheels, as we get it underway at 3:37 p.m. in the Mountain Time Zone. So one away for the Northeastern Plainsmen in the top of inning number 1, and catcher Tyler Rayburn to the plate. Our first last weekend in the ultimate 12-inning win against Southeast. He had an opportunity as he will get the 1-2 pitch drilled out to center field. Suarez can't get to it, and it ricochets off the wall. He will pick it up, throw it in. The relay from Hoy to third, not in time, and that is the third triple of the day for McCook. Rayburn belts one off the center field wall, and with one away, the catcher stands 90 feet away of the first run of the ball game for McCook. Lamont garnering the start, but Jan Roniger will be out of the pen. Several arms still available out of the pen for NJC. As Jacoby Hamer will step in. Hamer watches the first pitch off the plate for ball number 1. In game one today, Hamer went 0 for 4, only struck out once though. Breaking ball dances low for ball 2. Hamer flew out to center, reached on an error. Breaking ball won't, off the plate, 3-0. First game, the edges were called exclusively. Of course, now that umpire is the field umpire, and the field umpire is behind the dish, so you're trying to figure out what the zone is now as Hamer swings and misses on the 3-0 on the upper edge to take it to 3-1. One away, top one. Game 4 of the series. Bouncer over to short. Hudson Hoy's only play will be 2 first. It's an RBI ground out. McCook finds their way on the board after a triple and then the RBI 6-3 putout for out number 2 in the inning. And Dalton Berg will step to the plate. Berg powered a triple down the first base line into the right field corner in his last at bat in game 1. He'll watch the first pitch high for ball number 1. Berg went 1 for 3, scored 2 runs. Also reaching in the ball game on a walk, as he'll take the 1-0 pitch across for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 away, top 1. Lamont delivers the pitch into the dirt. Nate Glad behind the dish for Lamont. It was stuffed last week in the relief. Changing up that order on our Saturday catchers for NJC. Lamont with the pitch off the ladder, chased by Berg. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Lamont 2-2, bounder first, knocked down but out into right field, so Clark trying to get there 2 steps and flailed the glove at it, knocked it out into right field. It will go as a single with 2 away. Second hit of this top of the first inning, and up to the plate comes Hunter Southey. Southey drove in a run on a sac fly in game number 1, went 1 for 3 ultimately. Lamont drops a breaking ball on the upper edge for strike number 1. Couple guys in the cages for NJC, which lends to the conversation we had on the pregame show of when McCook goes from left-handed arm that is starting this game to right-handed arm. I would fully expect changes in that lineup. This final game of the series, looking to finish the first 3 weeks 11-1 in conference play if NJC can take the win. 0-1 fouled back, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 10 wins in a row for NJC. It's just the 3rd time in program history they've won 10 in a row. Lamont 0-2, dropped one just below the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Important to keep that pitch count down early, and Lamont is hurtling toward 20. 1-2, ground ball over to second. Hubbard forced at second on Berg to end the inning. McCook scores a run on an RBI ground out. It's 1-0 McCook. Inning number 1 of game number 2 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back to Plainsman Park for the bottom of inning number 1. And on the bump, Toby Casino for the McCook Indians, as NJC will look to get going early offensively in this one. Sterling Health Foods is still open and still in the business of your best health. They'll bend over backwards to get you healthy with a great rewards plan that's affordable too, south of Sterling on Highway 6. Easton Hubbard leading things off for NJC. Riley Suarez and Nate Glad also due up in this first inning, with the Plainsmen trailing 1-0. Moving to the leadoff role is Hubbard, who is now 1 for 4 on the weekend with a run batted in, and he golfs off foul, the first one he sees, for strike number 1. Played 1 of the 2 on Thursday out in McCook. Suarez, Stuffed, and Peary, well, I guess Clark and Green, or Clark and McVeigh. Green's not in the lineup in this one. So 5 guys have played in every game as Hubbard fouls off the 0-1 and the count goes to 0-2. Casino, not an overwhelming amount of power. Not that Anderson had a lot, but he's a little deceptive with it. Breaking ball off the plate on the 0-2, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hubbard, 1-2, check swing, called strike 3 on the outside corner. So a backwards K kicks things off in the bottom of inning number 1 and brings Riley Suarez to the plate. He was the only Plainsman hitter that found his way on base more than one time in game number 1, 7-1 loss. Now 6 for 11 on the weekend. He scored 3 runs and stolen 2 bases, and moving up in the lineup in the shuffling around here for game number 4 of the series. Suarez watches the first pitch by away from Toby Casino for ball number 1. Casino, high leg kick, hops it in. 2 balls and no strikes. Casino is the last of the left-handed arms available for McCook. 2-0. Suarez hammers it foul to the backstop. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wind's not nearly as prolific as this day has gone along as it was to start the day. 2-1 offering up the ladder, 3 balls and a strike. It was out at better than 20 miles an hour when we began. It's now down to 15 miles an hour. We're up to 63 degrees. Low goes the 3-1 ball 4, and Suarez draws the walk, so NJC puts it on, and this has been a problem that has plagued Casino, as Nate Glad will step to the plate. Glad for the Northeastern Plainsman was able to get on and score the only run in game number 1 as a pinch hit. First pitch, he will bound the ball over to third. It is scooped up. The throw across the diamond just in time to get him by Southey. Crossing over to second goes Suarez for the Plainsmen. And Michael Clark will be charged down 1-0 with trying to get that run across here in this first inning. Clark 4 for 10 on the weekend. First pitch, he will hit a bouncer over to second, and that's not the way to start game 2. Plainsmen get a runner on, do nothing with it. Down 1-0 after 1. You're listening to NJC Baseball on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Northeastern Plainsmen trail 1-0 as we head to the second inning of this 9-inning game. Our second inning is brought to you by Sydney Regional Medical Center. Don't let that injury keep you out of the game. SydneyRMC.com for more information. Gavin Lamont will tangle with Kieran Cutler, Corbin Lockett, and Connor Charvant for the McCook Indians. First inning, 19 pitches for him. And we'll see if he can't maybe quell that pitch count down a little bit as we come into this second inning. Cutler belted a home run and is spiked on the shoulder by the first pitch from Lamont to kick off this second inning. Cook had plenty of opportunities with runners on in game number one. They won 7-1, but they left 9 runners. Two teams did have a lot of traffic in game one. And looking like we're going to do the same here in game number 2. Lamont breaking ball across the zone as he'll tangle with Corbin Lockett, who hit a solo home run, and he takes the first pitch for strike number 1. Kick throw over to first, and back in safely goes Cutler. Southeast and Luna played Thursday, Friday on their series as Lockett takes the one low. So Southeast through 3 weekends is 5-7. Luna is 3-9. Luna is NJC's opponents next weekend on the road. Start a 10-game homestand next week. Bouncer foul off the foot, first base side from Lockhead, so it will go to 1-2. WNCC and Lamar finishing up their series in Lamar today. Otero and Trinidad in La Junta, I believe, today. I think they were Thursday down in Trinidad. And JC will see Luna, Otero, and the first 2 of the Lamar series as a part of the upcoming 10-game road trip. 1-2. Fastball delivered and hammered deep out to right field, back gone. Lockett showing his power just like he did in game number 1. Missed a spot and he takes it yard. It's 3-0 McCook in the top of inning number 2. It was a great swing by Lockett, and you could just tell he loaded up coming off the pitch. He had a perfect spot, and you just saw the brief flinch from Lamont, and Gavin knew he'd missed the spot, and it came out to bite him. So McCook with 2 in the second. And to the plate will come Connor Charvant, the second baseman who in game 1 today went 2 for 4. Nope, that was not. That was Lockett that went 2 for 4. 1 for 3 in game 1. First pitch is low for ball number 1 to Charvant. Lamont hops the second one in. 2 balls and no strikes. Lamont doesn't like either that he gets from Glad. Finally takes the third one. A high cheese swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. When you run off 10 in a row to start conference play, you obviously feel very good. How you respond to that adversity is the biggest question. Swing and a miss on the 2-1, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the same thing here for Lamont. You missed a spot. How do you respond behind the 2-run home run? 2-2, breaking ball, called strike 3 on the upper edge. Good fill there and did not hesitate. He trusted his stuff, stayed with the breaking ball, and found out number 1 in the top of this second inning. The sports psychology mental toughness piece is something that is very undervalued in the sports world. Going fastball up and in to Kan Yoshimura for ball number 1. Yoshimura went 2 for 3 in game 1, scored a run, drew a walk as well, so he was on base 3 of 4 times. Home plate umpire does not like how fast Gavin Lamont is working. That's the second time he's called time in this inning. Lamont 1-0 off the plate, 2 balls and no strikes. So rock and fire, fastball outside corner, getting that strike number 1. Lamont. 2-1, breaking ball, hammered off foul, right field side. And the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lamont gets one he likes from Glad, 2-2. Bouncer, third base side, picked up behind the bag at third by Stuffed, over to first, and he's safe. I think he beat it out. Ball couldn't be picked out of the dirt by Clark. And we go back to the top of the order and Owen Wheels. So let's take a peek in at the scorebook, determine the scoring on that one, if it's there. Of course it isn't. Can't connect it to the Wi-Fi now. I'm going to go hit there as the 4th hit. Infield single behind the bag at third. Wheels take strike number 1. Pick throw over 2 first. I could buy that one being an error on the drop ball as well. But I think that Yoshimura beat the ball to the bag at first. And he's aboard with 1 away in the top of the 2nd. Already 3-0 McCook. Wheels 0-1. Pitch delivered. He waves at 1. No balls and 2 strikes. Lamont 0-2. Breaking ball hopped in. Yoshimura way off the bag. 1-2. Now the home plate umpire will call time for a 3rd time in this inning. He called time twice to stop Lamont from the excessive pace he was doing. Now he'll dust the plate off. Lamont has not slowed his tempo down with a runner on. 1-2, runner showing go. Grounder to third. They'll pick it up, go to second, and the throw pulled Hubbard off the bag, and Coach Catchell immediately out of the dugout to protest. As scored, it's a fielder's choice for Owen Wheels, and then an E5 to allow Yoshimura to be safe. Runner broke and then stopped, and so Stuffed went to the bag at second. Coach Catchell does not get the protest overturned, so Yoshimura safe on the air. Wheels aboard on the fielder's choice, still 1 away, to Tyler Rayburn, who tripled in inning number 1 and came home and scored that first run. First pitch, bouncer over to second. Hubbard will go to second and get the force. Fielder's choice for Rayburn on the 4-6 put out. Runners stand on the corners. 2 away. Nate Glad resets the defense as Jacoby Hamer steps in. Hamer grounded out to Hudson Hoy at short in his first at-bat, trying to limit to just the 2 runs in this 2nd inning. Lamont, breaking ball. Hamer hammers it down into the corner in left field. They're going to send Rayburn all the way from first. The relay throw to the plate is not in time. It is a 2 RBI double for Jacoby Hamer, and this is now a 5-0 McCook lead with 2 away in the top of inning number 2. 4 spot in this 4th frame. And Dalton Berg will come to the plate. He's singled in this one. Berg came up with the single and then was put out on the fielder's choice to end inning number 1. Hamer, who drove in the run in inning number 1, gets 2 here. Swing and a miss from Berg for strike number 1. So Hamer, who stands out at second, already has 3 runs batted in. Having a great Saturday for McCook. 0-1, Lamont. Fire the pitch. Ball lifted by Berg out to left. Peary over makes the catch to end the inning, but not before 4 cross for McCook. The Northeastern Plainsmen trail 5-0, middle of 2 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Five nothing lead for McCook as we come back for the bottom of inning number 2 in this 9-inning affair. The Northeastern Plainsmen will turn to Braden Stuff, Tanner Peary, Jose Victorio in this 2nd inning. Brought to you by Coons Pump and Well Supply. Don't wait until the last minute to solve your irrigation well and watering problems. 970-522-2035. Stuffed for the Northeastern Plainsmen playing at 3rd in this one. Ended up getting tagged for an E5. Could have potentially had another error in that inning. I went hit on that previous one. He's had a decent series for NJC as he'll take a rip at the 1-0 and the count evens out at 1 ball and 1 strike. 5 for 13, a homer and 5 batted in. 1-1 pitch up the ladder for ball 2. Stuffed was not great in game number 1 today, though. He will turn and hammer a ball deep out to center field. Long run for Wheels. Look up, look back. It's gone. That's how you get one started here. Stuff's 2nd home run of the series. Solo shot makes this a 5-1 ball game. That wind is still blowing out, and it'll carry one. That probably wouldn't have got out without the wind, but it would have been a double off the wall. He got every bit of that one, and he will get the Plainsmen on the board with their first hit of the game as Tanner Peary will now step in. Peary, after game number 1 today, now 5 for 12. He hit 3 homers and drove 5 in on Thursday in McCook. He shows bunt and takes strike 1 across. Plainsmen do have a lot of power. That home run from Braden Stuffed, now the 73rd of the season, 1 shy of the single season record here for a team at NJC. Perry will turn and hammer the ball deep at short. Yoshimura high throw, high, and pulls Hamer off the bag. Had he not been pulled off the bag, Peary would have been out, so that has to go down as an E6 on the ground ball. And the high throw. Either way, it's a base runner on. And Jose Victorio will step in for NJC. He's garnering the start as a DH, 238 on the year. Victorio takes the first pitch high for ball number 1. He's hit a pair of homers, driven in 5. This is just his 22nd at bat. With Tanner Peary on first. He'll take the fastball across on the 1-0, and the count evens out at 1-1. So a solo shot from Braden Stuff leads things off. Casino having to deal with the running game of NJC as Victorio hits a hot shot to short. Yoshimura to second for one, on to first for two. Wiped clean the error that he'd committed earlier on the 6-4-3 turn. And with two away now and the base is empty, Hudson Hoy comes to the plate. Hoy started the second game on Thursday for NJC, went 3 for 5 and scored 4 runs in the 21-8 victory. That puts Hudson up to 250 on the season. And that shortstop platoon, and the first pitch he'll take for strike number 1. Hoy, 7 runs batted in. One of the big things that I look at, though, is that strikeout and walk. He only has 9 strikeouts in 40 plate appearances. I mean, that's a little bit high, but last year he was near 33% as he watched the 0-1 by, 1 ball and 1 strike. The area where he's a little deficient this year that he was very good at last year was drawing walks. He's only drawn 4 walks this season. He will hammer a ball foul, third base side on the 1-1, so 1-2. Plainsman down 5-1. You'd really like to give Tucker Smock a crack at the plate here in this second inning. One and two, Casino. Gets a swing and a miss from Hoy, and that will end the inning. NJC gets a solo shot from Braden Stuff. They trail 5-1, so we head to the third on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back at Plainsman Park as we head to the third inning of the final game of the weekend series between NJC and McCook. The Plainsmen trail McCook 5-1. Third brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance and agent Melinda Hutt. For all your life, home, auto, farm, and ranch insurance needs, call 970-526-0202. Gavin Lamont will tangle with Hunter Southey, Kieran Cutler, and Corbin Lockhead. 5 runs, 5 hits, an error, and 2 left on for McCook. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on for NJC. McCook took the first game 7-1 today. Lamont fire the first pitch, and foul ball straight down off the knee of Southey for strike number 1. He took a tumble, but he's popped up and okay. Lamont delivers the pitch, hammered over to short. Hoy scoops it up, throws to first. The throw is high. Clark tried to tag Southey going by, but Southey tagged the bag before he was tagged. So a second error on NJC. That'll go down E6. The throw was high, and the leadoff man is aboard in this third inning. That'll bring up Kieran Cutler, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. And he'll watch the breaking ball in tight for ball 1. Lamont dances one away for ball two. It's been a day full of traffic. We expected a lot of runs with the wind blowing the way it was, but I didn't expect a lot of the traffic necessarily. You did say at the beginning of the first game, though, you needed traffic to be able to get it done. Pick back to first after the 2-0 pitch rides high, 3-0, and Southaid dives back in safely. Pick throw over to first. Lamont trying to help out the errant throw and get that pick off. NJC did pick off a McCook runner at first in the first game today. 3-0. Lamont to the plate. Fastball down Broadway. Takes the count to 3-1. Gavin. 3-1, hops it in, ball four, so issues the free pass. Nobody out after the leadoff error, and Corbin Lockhead, who's belted a home run already in this game, will step to the plate. That was the 2-run shot last inning, as Glad and Lamont will have a conversation. With that home run, Lockhead now has 2 on this Saturday, 2 for 4 with 3 batted in. Arm beginning to loosen in the pin as Gavin Lamont hits 50 with this first pitch to Lockhead. He'll swing for the fences and get strike one contact. Ideally, if you can get Lamont to get you through 3, then turn to what I would presume would be Roniger tossing down there maybe. 0-1. Hopped in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitching's just got to be able to keep McCook down. You know that you have the offense. It just hasn't appeared on this Saturday, April 4th. 1-1 pitch, bounded foul by Lockhead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shallow leads, neither runner being held. Lamont sails it away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. You know, regardless, you're going to have the lead in Region 9 play come the end of this weekend. You just prefer, if you're NJC, to have a 3-game advantage. As opposed to 1 game if McCook wins this one. Conversation between Glad and Lamont. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runners get off, but nobody out in the top of the 3rd. Lamont with the pitch. Lockhead turns it, drills it, foul. Right field side. We'll do it again. Back into the order has been pretty good today for McCook. Lockhead in the 7-hole with a pair of home runs. Sharvat, Yoshimura, 8 and 9 behind him. They've got good contact. Cutler, the DH, who stands at first, also has had great contact today. Lockhead fouls off the 2-2 to stay alive. Need to find it out somewhere to make this inning a little bit less stressful. Lamont, fastball, gets it. Called at the knees, strike 3. The backwards K for out number 1 in the top of inning number 3. His 2nd strikeout of the game. Runners remain at first and second to Connor Sharvat, the other strikeout. Both of Lamont's have been backwards Ks, strikeout lookings on perfect locations. First pitch to Charvat, and he goes chasing on a breaking ball for strike number one. Long look out at South A at second. Lamont dances one across and ahead 0-2. At this point, you've got to be working from ahead if you're NJC. You need to force McCook's hand. They've shown patience early in counts all day. 0-2. Lamont with the pitch. Ball drilled deep to center field. It's back and gone. The McCook Community College Indians hammer another home run, this time a 3-run homer to make it 8-1 in the top of inning number 3. Connor Charvat with the homer. And NJC could not keep them off the board, and Gavin Lamont could not get out of the third. Here comes Coach Andrew Catchell for a pitching change. New arm next. NJC down 8-1 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Javen Baca, the new NJC arm, as we welcome you back. Bases empty, top of the third, and a 2 1/3 innings outing for Gavin Lamont as Javen Baca will tackle with Kon Yoshimura. And NJC trailing 8-1. Equitable Savings and Loan wants you to borrow your money and do your banking with people you know and people who know you. Equitable-savings.com. Baca steps in for his 10th appearance of the year. He pitched against Southeast last weekend. 2 1/3 innings in the Game 3 9-8 victory. Garnered the win for NJC through 3 innings against Trinidad State. Before that, he's had 7 strikeouts, 1 walk, and has only given up 4 hits over his last 5 2/3 innings of work. As the 2-1 pitch is fouled off, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Baca with the pitch, ball hammered out to right field. No man's land between Smock and Clark. And over to make the catch comes Smock for out number 2. Baca has played in this series for NJC. He's not pitched in this series, though. Baca hit a home run in the 9th inning of the 21-8 victory in McCook on Thursday. Back to the top of the order for McCook, and Owen Wheels. First pitch he sees, he lifts out to right. In comes Smock. He'll make the catch and end the inning, but not before 3 cross for McCook on a 3-run home run. They lead 8-1, middle of 3 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Tucker Smock to lead things off as we welcome you back to Plainsman Park. Bottom of inning number 3, NJC down 8-1 to McCook in the final game of this weekend series. Culligan has water softeners and drinking water systems, both available for rent. Call 970-427-8080. Smock hit an inside the park home run out in McCook on Thursday and a pinch hit at bat. The redshirt freshman on the season, 6'4", 17 now with that. He's struck out 7 times and drawn 3 walks. Garnering the start in this one as he'll take the first pitch across for strike number 1. I believe this might be his first start drawn this season. He has largely been utilized as a pinch run and defensive replacement late in ball games. But his presence in this lineup to me as he fouls off the 0-1, take it to 0-2, says that NJC at least is entertaining the idea of utilizing small ball here. Although with 2 strikes in the count, a bunt single not likely. Up the ladder goes the 0-2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Victorio, Smock, Stuffed, Peary, Hubbard, all can run. Check swing. On the 1-2, in tight, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Toby Casino, 28 pitches in. Delivers the pitch. Late slap at it for Smock. He's down on strikes for out number 1 in the bottom of inning number 3. So for Casino, first time through the order, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Back to the top of the order in Easton Hubbard, who is one of the 3 strikeouts to lead things off in inning number 1. And the first pitch for Casino sails 10 feet wide and all the way to the backstop. Didn't get the grip he wanted on that. Nobody down in the McCook pen. This is a guy that has not gone past 3 innings this year. But efficiency, I think, has been good for Casino, that he's likely going to be asked to carry a little bit more if he can continue to keep that pitch count down and keep NJC on their heels. Hubbard fouling off the 1-0, 1 ball, 1 strike. Casino with the pitch, dumps it into the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. Casino, fastball delivered. Hubbard hammers it off foul. 2-2 with 1 away, bottom of inning number 3. Baseball finishing up their 10 of their first 12 at home and get ready to go on the road for 10 in a row next week. Softball, they're at home next Monday, Tuesday, and then next weekend, and then they're on the road the rest of the way. Hubbard pops off foul, the 2-2, and will do it again. We'll have NJC softball against Otero Monday at 1, Tuesday at noon from Mason Field on 94.5 The Ranch and NJC Athletics YouTube. And Luna is scheduled next weekend, but the weather looks like that could change as Hubbard gets way around on the 2-2 and hammers it way foul to stay alive with one away. I did see McCook softball took all four this weekend against Lamar, so they're heavily in first place, are the defending Region 9 champs. 2-2 pitch behind the head and off the back of Hubbard. So he's hit by a pitch as Coach Olson will come out to protest. I think he's saying that it caught the bat as Hubbard ducked, and that should be a foul ball. But home plate umpire quickly quells that protest, and Riley Suarez steps in. Suarez drew a walk. Suarez. First pitch takes a mighty rip at it for strike number one. Casino. 0-1. Breaking ball misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Activity continues in the Plainsman cages, so down 8-1 in this third. You might see some changes a second time through, dipping below the knees. Casino 2-1. As long as Casino's out there, though, this is kind of the left-handed lineup that NJC's trotted out there. Pitch off the back of Suarez, so back-to-back hit batsman for NJC. Will push Hubbard into scoring position for Nate Glad. Glad grounded out to third in his at-bat in inning number 1, and Tyler Rayburn, the catcher, will come out and have a conversation with Casino. Arms now standing in the McCook pen, but still not beginning to throw. They haven't had anybody pitching in that pen all day, with the complete game in game number 1 from Tate Anderson. But it looks like that's going to change now. 40 pitches in, and Toby Casino has hit 2 batters in a row. McCook's up 8-1, but NJC can change that quickly as Glad takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike number 1. The only run came on a home run from Braden Stuft last inning. Glad will smack a ball past the sliding glove of Yoshimura, and rounding third and heading to the plate is Hubbard. It's an RBI single, and this is now an 8-2 ball game. So back-to-back hit batsmen come up with a hit for NJC, their second hit, and drives in their second run. Runners remain at first and second with 1 away in the bottom of the third for Michael Clark. And here comes the pitching coach for McCook after a catcher visit. Got to try and find a way to create a little bit more time out of that pen as NJC is becoming aggressive at the plate. Clark grounding out to second in this inning, or in this game, pardon me. Plainsman a run across already. Would like to have a little bit more. Of course, the power can surge at any point. We saw that on one swing of the bat with Braden Stuft. So second visit of the inning. Next visit will have to remove the pitcher. That coach coming out will be there, and NJC hopes they can put a crooked number on the board. Clark, runners at first and second. First pitch from Casino hopped to the plate, blocked by Rayburn for ball 1. Clark, 10 runs batted in on the season. Hasn't had the offensive pop that he had late last year. 4 for 11 on the weekend series. 1-0. Clark takes it in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Throw back to second as Suarez had got nearly halfway to third before he retreated, hoping maybe he could have induced an errant throw. 2-0. Casino with the pitch on the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. Taking a check at Suarez. Way in tight goes the 2-1, 3-1 now. The 3-1 offering. Clark drills it down the first base line and down into the corner. This will score Suarez and might score Glad as well. He rounds third, runs through the stop sign, then slams on the brakes and heads back to third. It's an RBI double for Mike Clark. It's now 8-3. Good throw in from Berg. And NJC will bring Braden Stuff to the plate. Stuff already crushed a home run in this game to plate the first run last inning. The 73rd home run of the season for NJC. And Toby Casino has 2 in scoring position behind him as a lefty. Stuffed try and play both of them, and he's not going to be given a chance to pitch to Braden Stuff, having already given up a home run to Braden Stuff. A pitching change here for McCook. NJC down 8-3, bottom 3, 1 away on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Nolan Jackson, the new arm for McCook. NJC leads 8-3, or trails 8-3, bottom of inning number 3, and Jackson will tangle with Braden Stuff. Jackson pitched in relief of Casino last weekend in the win against Otero. He went 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts, and a walk. He'll tangle with Braden Stuff, who hit the home run last inning and takes the first pitch for strike number 1. Runners on second and third for Stuff. Casino's day done after 2 1/3, 3 runs, both earned, or all 3 earned. Fastball, Stuff, swing and a miss. 0-2, 3 strikeouts, 3 hits, 1 walk, 2 hit batsmen for Casino. Nolan Jackson, good speed to the righty Stuff. He delivers the pitch, called strike 3 at the knees, and Stuff down looking. So that's 2 away in the bottom of inning number 3. And Tanner Peary, who reached on an error last inning, will try to do some damage. Coach Catchell to the edge of the line to protest. I would assume maybe too quick of pitching, not coming set long enough from Nolan Jackson. As Tanner Peary has runners on second and third. NJC's plated 2 in the third. Would like that number to be more crooked. Peary watches a breaking ball by low, 1-0. Tanner on the weekend now, 5 for 13, 3 homers, 5 runs batted in. 1-0. Sweeps in at the feet, 2 balls and no strikes. And JC already has a pinch hit on deck. Jose Victorio was out and facing the lefty as the starter. Aniel Delorbe has emerged into the on-deck circle and will take over that DH role. 2-0. Pitch in tight for ball 3. See if Tucker Smock remains in right field or if maybe Brendan Clellan comes in. 3-0. Jackson way in tight, ball 4. So Peary will take the 2-out walk. And that brings Aniel Delorbe to the plate for the first time in the game. Delorbe had a day on Thursday in McCook. 4 for 8, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. And inside Region 9 play, Delorbe is 7 for 17 with those 6 runs batted in. First pitch to Delorbe in the dirt for ball number 1 from Nolan Jackson. Bases loaded, bottom 3, NJC down 8-3. Exactly an hour into this final game of the weekend series. Pitcher on the mound went to his mouth after coming to the rubber. That should be a balk and the run scores, correct? It's 2-0. They call it just a ball. Coach Olson out to ask why a ball was added to the count. Jackson now 2-0. Sails one away, 3-0. Aniel Delorbe could not take the bat off his shoulder and pick up his 7th run batted into the series if he takes ball 4 here. He will take the bat off his shoulder and swing for the fences and get strike 1 contact. 3-1. Jackson delivers the pitch, called strike 2, and the count goes full to Delorbe with 2 outs, bottom 3, bases loaded. Jackson. Runners moving, pitch delivered in the dirt, ball 4. RBI walk by Delorbe makes us an 8-4 ball game. And Hudson Hoy will have a crack with the bases loaded in 2 away. 3 across in the bottom of the 3rd for NJC to try and add to the tally. NJC unsure what the umpire's going. Oh, there's a mark on one of those balls from being fouled off the fence or whatever the case may be. So, and toss that one off. as he was having a conversation with Coach Catchell. And then the Plainsmen do have Brendan Cleland on deck, replacing Tucker Smock with the change back to the right-hander. So Jackson, first pitch, dips into the dirt. Check swing for Hoy for ball one. So Delaware Bay is pinch hit for Victorio. Smock will be lifted for Cleland in this third. And NJC's hoping they can power some offense back. 1-0 at the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike. So far in this bottom of inning number 3, the Northeastern Plainsmen have batted around, with Hoy being the 9th batter to the plate. 1-1 hopped in for ball 2. Plainsmen led the inning off with Tucker Smock striking out. Then back-to-back hit batsmen, an RBI single, an RBI double, a pitching change, a strikeout, a walk, and an RBI walk. 2-1. Hoy watches it hop in, 3-1. Nowhere to put him. NJC could have the 4th, and looks like another arm is headed to the pen. Nolan Jackson had a great weekend out of the pen last weekend, but he is struggling here in this one. 3-1. Hoy checks the swing high. Ball 4. Back-to-back RBI walks. Makes this now an 8-5 ball game. And pinch hit in this bottom of inning number 3 to Brendan Cleland. Now Cleland Cleland pinch hit, went 1 for 1 and scored a run in McCook on Thursday. Did not garner a start in either game. He is .333 on the year, 19 for 57, a homer, 21 batted in. And he has the bases loaded. A left-handed bat like Delaware Bay, with the lefty on the hill that did not garner the start. Cleland takes the first pitch for a strike on the outside corner. Oh and 1. Jackson way in tight. 1 ball and 1 strike as Cleland scooted out of the way of that one. Arm beginning the band loosening in the Indian pen, but nowhere near replacing Jackson. He's going to have to find his own way out of this one. 1-1. Pitch from Cleland, bounded back up the middle. They will throw it over to first, and it is past the bag at first. 2 come home in Peary and Delaware Bay. Hoy goes to third. I think he beat that out. I'm going to give Brendan Cleland an RBI infield single, and then the air plated the second run. I'll go E4 on that air, and then to third on that same air goes Hoy. Now an 8-7 ball game with a 6th spot in the third. And Easton Hubbard, who was hit by a pitch to start this whole 4A, will step in with the tying run 90 feet away. First pitch outside for ball number 1 to Easton Hubbard. Eleventh batter at the plate this inning. Jackson. 1-0. Ball popped up, shallow center field. It dies behind the retreating second baseman, Charvat. First to third goes Cleland. Home comes Hoy. We're tied at 8 on the RBI single. That's how you get the job done if you're NJC. Just put the ball in play. A ground ball deep behind the bag. You get an RBI infield single because you legged it out. The throw allows a second run to come home. You put the ball in play in no man's land with the very deep center field being played by Owen Wales. And Riley Suarez will step in. He was hit by a pitch in this inning. He was walked in the first inning. Jackson, first pitch to Suarez, rips it straight to the backstop for strike number one. Now you have a chance to take the lead. This went from, oh my gosh, we're down 8-1 to we could lead after 3. Especially with the bat the caliber of Suarez, who's found his way on as regularly as he has this weekend. 0-1, Jackson. Fires a fastball at the knees, no balls and 2 strikes. Hubbard at first, Cleland at third. Jackson already 25 pitches into relief in this third inning. 0-2. Dances it off the plate for ball 1 to Suarez. One and 2. Not really holding Hubbard. There is the first baseman there, but he's straddling the bag. Pitch delivered, hopped in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Very compact and speedy delivery for Jackson, so not much of an opportunity to get a good jump on the base paths. Not that you've utilized or needed your stolen bases today. 2 and 2, 2 away. Runner moving, Jackson delivers. A little swinging ground ball by Suarez, picked up off the mound by Jackson, and he'll fire it to first to end the inning, but not before NJC plates 7. And we have a fresh new ball game going to the 4th, 8-8 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back to Plainsman Park, a fresh new ball game in this final game of the series between the Northeastern Plainsmen and the McCook Indians. Our 4th inning brought to you by Rudy's Tires, several locations across the area. There's always one close by. They bring Eastern Plains Sports today, weekdays at 3 p.m. on 1010 KSIR. 8-8 our score. Javen Baca will be on for his first full inning of work. Came on and got 6 pitches in relief to get out of last inning. He'll tangle with Tyler Rayburn, Jacoby Hamer, and Dalton Berg. Baca's high for ball number 1. Cleland pinch hitting for Smock in the second at-bat that Smock would have had in that 3rd inning. He remains in the game in right field. Baca sails one up and away for ball 2. I don't know that Nolan Jackson will see the bottom of the 4th inning. An arm in the pen has begun throwing for McCook. Typically, as the 2-0 pitch is across on the inside corner, 2-1. Typically when that is the case, well, now he's putting the warm-up back on, so maybe Jackson will be there as Baca spikes one off the plant foot. Did he get the batter? Rayburn's trying to say it hit him, but the umpire is having none of it and just calls that ball 3. 3-1 for Baca, fouled off. The count will go full. Three and 2. Baca rocks and fires in tight, ball 4. So walk to Rayburn to lead things off in the top of inning number 4. That will bring Jacoby Hamer to the plate. Hamer's had a up and down Saturday. A double his last time up was his first hit of the weekend. He has 3 runs batted in on the weekend. So he takes the first pitch high for ball number 1. Had an RBI ground out. Did Hamer in inning number 1. Then the 2 RBI double his last time as he takes ball 2 by away. McCook won the first game 7-1. They went long ball on 6 of their 9 hits in the first one today, or extra base, not long ball. Fastball across for a strike. Hit 2 home runs across 16 innings on Thursday, did the McCook Indians. They have 5 home runs so far today. Home run swing on the 2-1, strike 2 contact. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Baca, 2-2. Ball lifted out to shallow center field, and it gets down. Tanner Peary, the left fielder, the one that ends up getting there. Just kind of a little flare fly that drops down for the single for McCook. With nobody out, runners are standing on first and second to Dalton Berg, who has a single and a fly out to left in this game. So NJC reorganizes their defense. Arm headed down to the pen for the Plainsmen. Still a lot of baseball left to be played. Javen Baca gonna have to work of his own accord here as Berg swings out of his shoes for strike 1. Still gonna take a bit of time to get that arm warmed up for NJC. So Rayburn at second, Hamer at first. Baca try and keep him there with nobody out. Berg hammers one foul left field side, and that bounces down. No balls and 2 strikes. Berg awaits Baca. Long look out at second at Rayburn. Up and away for ball 1. One and 2. Peek out at second. Baca again. Fastball couldn't find that outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just got 7 to tie the ball game at 8 heading to this 4th. You don't want to load the bases up. Don't want to allow easy runs across here. Foul back on the 2-2. Count remains 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Baca hops it in. Count goes full. Blocked by Glad behind the dish to keep Rayburn and Hamer where they are. Last game of the series can always lead to a big amount of offense, and that looks like where we're headed here this weekend. 3-2. Fastball fouled to the backstop. Count remains full. Baca. He'll fire the pitch in tight, ball 4, and he walks the batter. So the bases are now loaded. Walk, single walk to kick off the top of inning number 4. Arm is warming up as quickly as it can in the pen, but Javen Baca is going to need to tangle with Hunter Southey, it looks like, before you can get that arm ready to go. Baca gets his sign from Glad. Corner in. First pitch low for ball number 1 to Southey, who's reached on a fielder's choice and an error in this game. Baca, 1-0. Dances one off the plate, and when you've been as erratic as he has been in this inning, you're not going to get those close calls. Two balls, no strikes. Baca gets a fastball waved at by Southey to take it to 2-1. Baca got that outside corner this time after getting the swing and the miss, and evens the count out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looking for that first out in the top of this 4th inning. Baca, the 2-2. A little fister back up the middle into no man's land. Hoy's only play is to first, and just in time to get him. RBI ground out for Southey on the for Southey on the 6-3 putout. As home on the play comes Tyler Rayburn. Runners on 2nd and 3rd in what is now a 9-8 ball game to Kieran Cutler, the designated hitter who's been hit by a pitch and walked in this final game of the weekend series. Baca, first pitch to him, hops in for ball number 1. 25th pitch of the inning already for Baca. One and 0. Fastball up. 2 balls, no strikes. Baca rocks and fires, drops it low, 3-0, and this may be it for him. I don't know that you tangle with Lockhead. Runner on, or runner gets on or not. As the fly ball's driven out to center field, Suarez lays out and makes the catch to get the 2nd out of the inning, but tagging and coming home comes Hamer on the sac fly. Runner has to stay at 2nd in what is now a 10-8 ball game, 2 away, and here comes Coach Cackrell, as Javen Baca will not be given the chance to tangle with Corbin Lockhead. 2 across. It's now 10-8 McCook, 2 away, top 4 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Callum Barron, the new arm for the Northeastern Plainsmen, as we welcome you back. Top of inning number 4, Northeastern trailing 10-8 to McCook. Our pitching change made possible by Buckeye Welding Supply. You have questions, they have answers, and the supplies too. 330 South 11th Avenue in Sterling. Barron pitched in relief in day 1 of the series last weekend against Southeast. Went 2 innings. 3 1/3 innings, gave up a run, 4 hits, struck out 7, walked 3. Barron, his 10th appearance of the season, will tangle with Corbin Lockhead, who already has a home run in this game and 2 on the day. Inherits Dalton Berg out at second. Spin and a throw back to second. Keep Berg close. Plainsman gave up a run in the first, but then 4 in the second, 3 in the third, and 2 so far here in the fourth, as McCook's found their offense as Lockhead takes a half-hearted swing at the first offering from the lefty. Barron, 0-1. Looks out at Berg at second, delivers the pitch, dances it on the outside edge. No balls and 2 strikes. Gets his sign from Glad again, 0-2. Barron with the pitch high. Cheese swing and a miss. Gets down to end the inning on just 3 pitches. 2 cross for McCook. They lead 10-8. Middle of 4 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back to Plainsman Park we come, bottom of inning number 4. NJC trails McCook 10-8. First National Bank in Fleming wants you to be certain in your financial institution and certain in their management team. First National Bank in Fleming, member FDIC. After bringing up 12 last inning, it's Nate Glad's turn to lead things off in this 4th. Glad, Clark, Stuffed due up. Nate Glad had a single last inning for the Northeastern Plainsmen. Drove in a run, came around and scored one of the 7 put up in the 3rd. Nolan Jackson will start this inning off, and he's off the plate for ball number 1. Came on for 28 pitches in relief last inning. Jackson dumps it into the dirt for ball number 2. Official line coming into the inning for Jackson would be 2/3 of an inning. 3 earned runs, 1 strikeout, 3 walks. So he will fire the 2-0 across for strike number 1. Jackson. A 2-1 delivery. Glad hits a ground ball over to short. It's scooped up by Yoshimura. The throw to first is in time to get Glad on the 6-3 putout for out number 1. So leadoff man retired for NJC. That's kind of been a theme today. Braden Stuft hit the home run in inning number 2. That is just the second time today the leadoff man got on across the doubleheader. Michael Clark had a double last inning. He will step in with the bases empty. He will take a home run swing and get strike one contact. He's actually the last of the guys to see Jackson for a first time in this game, as his RBI double is what ultimately drove Casino from the ball game. 0-1, again home run swing, again strike 2 contact, 0-2. Jackson doesn't like anything that Rayburn's putting out there. 0-2, breaking ball off the plate, ball 1. One and 2, Jackson. Don't fire the pitch. Ball hammered by Clark. Deep out to right field. It's back. It's gone. Clark ties the single season record for team home runs. That's NJC's 74th home run of the year, matching what the team did in total last year. He goes yard to make it 10-9, and Braden Stuft will step to the plate. So NJC back within 1. First pitch low for ball number 1 to Braden Stuft, who struck out in his second at-bat of this game after hitting the solo home run in the first. He is the first guy to see Jackson for a second time, and he drills one off the fist, and Charvat retreats to make the catch on the pop-up for out number 2. It'll be on the bat of Tanner Puri, who reached on a walk last inning against Jackson. Reached on an error in inning number 2. 0 for 1 in this game, and the first pitch is up and in for ball number 1. Offering, ball low, 2-0. So Piri 0 for 1 in this game. Makes him 5 for 13 on the weekend. He will hammer a ball foul down the third base side. 2 balls and 1 strike. Not only is Piri driven in 5, but with the run he scored in this one, he's scored 4 runs as well. When you put up the runs that NJC has in this series, 39 runs, you're going to have guys that have found their way across the plate. McCook has 31 runs to this point in the series. 2-1. Jackson with the pitch. Danced on to the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One across. He'd like a crooked number, though. Jackson. 2-2 pitch. Piri watches it by. Called strike 3. That'll end the inning. A solo home run, though, for NJC. Ties the program's single-season home run mark. NJC's down 10-9 as we head to the 5th on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back for inning number 5 at Plainsman Park. Callum Barron will tangle with Connor Charvat, Kanyo Shimura, and Owen Wheels. As we head to the 5th, brought to you by Agricultural Accounting. You're a producer, not an accountant. They'll plow through your paperwork so you can do what you're good at. Visit eggman.co and set up your consultation today. Barron, whose warm-up song is the very niche Irish pub rock genre. As someone who spent my fair share of time in the 90s ska punk scene, I appreciate that. Needed just 3 pitches to get out of last inning. Charvat has a home run in this contest as he'll watch the first pitch by low for ball number 1. Charvat's 3-run home run is what caused the starter Gavin Lamont to exit the ball game. The 1-0 pitch is waved out by Charvat, and the count will even out at a ball and a strike. 10-9 McCook. Barron gets a wave from Charvat, 1-2. 10 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 3 left on for McCook. 9 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors, 3 left on for NJC. Barron, the 1-2, way off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two up the ladder, didn't get the chase, and the count goes full. We've not seen a ton of full counts today either way. Both teams have been very capable of capitalizing on early aggressiveness. Barron, the 3-2, way off the plate, ball 4. So leadoff man is on for McCook. In this contest alone, that is the 4th walk drawn by the Indians. They've also been hit by a pitch. 3 passes have been fervent for NJC as well. 4 walks, 2 hit batsmen. Kanyo Shimura has an infield single to his credit, and he'll take the first pitch for a strike on the inside corner. I could have seen that one also going as an error, but I went infield single to his credit there, and then the error allowed him to move up. Pick throw over to first, and Charvat steps back in safely. Barron, long look at Charvat. He'll come to the plate way away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Yoshimura. Ideally, if you're NJC, Callum Barron, like him to at least get you to the 7th. 2-2, swing, or 1-1, pardon me, swing and a miss, 1-2. Yoshimura, he had a decent day the other day in McCook for the Indians. He'll chase one up the ladder on the 1-2, and he's down swinging for out number 1 in the top of inning number 5. Back to the top of the order and a 4th time through for the McCook Indians. 0 for 3 is Owen Wales. 2 flyouts and reach on a fielder's choice on the day. 3 for 8 with a pair of runs batted in game 1 today. And take the first pitch away for ball number 1 from Callum Barron. Lefty will make the pick throw over to first, and Charvat steps back in safely. One 1-0, Barron. Runner moving, pitch delivered, foul to the backstop on the hit and run. 1 ball and 1 strike. These 1-1 pitches were key in the first game. When NJC could get on the front side of these at-bats, they were able to limit the innings. Haven't been able to do that here in game 2. 1-1, pick throw to first. Charvat steps back in. Barron, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball grounded, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wonder if I have that set up on here. I don't think I do. Oh, yes, I do. Batting average on ball in play is one of those stats that can kind of determine the effectiveness of a team hitting. McCook at 312 right now on balls that they get into play. They have a lot of foul balls. That's, well, 312 in this one. One, two, pitch, grounded, past the glove of Stuffed at third. Thinking first to third was Carvat, but he gets the stop sign. It's a single, the 8th hit of the ball game for McCook. 1 away, runners on first and second to Tyler Rayburn, who's tripled, reached on a fielder's choice, and walked in this contest. He's been on base all 3 times. And in spite of being 1 for 5 today, has scored 3 runs, having drawn 2 walks across the doubleheader. Barron try and keep this a 10-9 ball game. Up the ladder he goes for ball number 1 to Rayburn. Charvat at second, Wheels at first. Both have the capability of moving, but typically McCook is not as aggressive on the base paths. Breaking ball, he broke the plane of the plate on his check swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coach Olson, who won his 600th game of his coaching career last weekend for the Indians, has been in this region and knows what it takes to take the win. Ground ball first base side, snared. It'll be a foot race to the bag and won by Rayburn for an infield single. Barron didn't get off the mound very quickly, and Clark wasn't going to be able to win that foot race to the bag. So Rayburn, with the 2nd hit of the inning, loads the bases up to Jacoby Hamer. Hamer grounded out in inning number 1. Since then, he's doubled and singled and has 3 total runs batted in with 1 run scored. Chance to add to the 10-9 McCook lead as Barron spikes the first one for ball 1. One out, got to get that lead runner if it's possible. Barron off the plate, 2 balls and no strikes. McCook's got decent speed. Even Rayburn, as a catcher, has good speed. Turning a double play is not going to be easy, even though you have Hoy and Hubbard double play depth up the middle. 2-0. Barron delivers the pitch, ball hammered deep out to left field. This is up and out. It's a grand slam for Jacoby Hamer. And the McCook Indians have expanded on their lead. They go now up 14-9 on the grand slam in the top of inning number 5. Barron just missed his spot, and you cannot utilize, or you can't stay away from that power of a Hamer. His 3rd hit of the ball game. And McCook has scored in every inning. Bases are empty, 1 away. Wipe it clean and see if you can't get out with no further damage. Dalton Berg, who walked his last time up, is hit by a pitch this time. And he'll be aboard at first for Hunter Southey. So NJC knows their offense is going to continue to have to show up, but the pitching's got to find a way to lock something down. Arms beginning long tossing again as Barron at 25 pitches. Got to find a settle down moment right now. Barron First pitch in the dirt for ball number 1 to Southang. Across the doubleheader today, he is 1 for 6, 1 for 3 in this game with a run batted in. Hit a sac fly in game number 1. 1-0 offering. He'll take it in the upper edge of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Barron. 16 strikes, 11 balls. Gets a swing and a miss. Ahead 1-2. Didn't have the bite on that pitch that he gave up on the home run to Hamer. That was the same pitch I think he was throwing to Hamer and just hung it across as opposed to the late movement. 1-2. Off the plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2. Barron. Fastball to the backstop, foul. It will stay 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hour and 45 minutes into the contest. NJC has already thrown 122 pitches. McCook here in the top of the 5th. They have thrown 90. 2-2 pitch, check swing, ball falls low. 3-2. McCook took the first game today 7-1. They're trying to salvage a series split between the top 2 teams in Region 9 play. 3-2. Fastball hammered out to right center field. This one is back. This one is gone. Southang goes yard. Second home run of the inning. 6 across. It's now 16-9 McCook over NJC in the top of inning number 5. And Callum Barron's day is done. New NJC pitcher. When we come back, 1 away, top 5 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Jan Roniger, the new pitcher for the Northeastern Junior College Plainsmen, down 16-9 now in the top of inning number 5. Callum Barron's day is done. He gives up 6 runs all earned on 31 pitches, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and a hit batsman. And Jan Roniger will step in after getting rocked early in the final game of the series last weekend against Southeast. He lasted just an inning and a third, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits, struck out 3 and walked 1. Pitched well against Trinidad State, striking out 7 in the series-ending win in 4 innings, and then got lifted with NJC up. But he's had his troubles as a starter outside of that one this year, so using him out of the pen as he gets strike 1 to Kieran Cutler, and he'll dance one off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. The freshman in total making his 10th appearance this season. He has struck out 29 in 21 innings of work, has a 3-1 record. The 1-1 pitch is across for a strike. Like I noted, he's a guy I like far better out of the bullpen for NJC. But you got to figure out who that fourth starter is right now. 1-2 pitch off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yon was back-ended by Lamont last weekend. Lamont garnered the start because of that great performance last weekend here today. 2-2 pitch, high and tight, 3-2. Hard throwing right-hander. Roniger. A 3-2. Off the plate, ball 4. Much to the vocal displeasure of the Plainsman dugout. And still 1 away. Runner now at first for Corbin Lockett, who owns a home run in this game and 2-run shot back in inning number 2. But he struck out twice behind that. Once against Lamont, and then the one time that he saw the man that just left in Callum Barron. He takes the first pitch inside for ball number 1. NJC got 7 back to tie the ball game at the end of the third. Down 10-8, got 1 back, and then have given up 6 here in the 5th. 1-0. Ball bounced out into right field. It's the 12th hit of the game for the Indians. First to third on the single goes the base runner. Runners stand on the corners to Connor Charvat. Charvat led the inning off for McCook with a walk. He's come around and scored on the grand slam. So NJC and McCook have each batted around in an inning in this ball game now. First pitch, he'll fire it to the backstop, foul for strike number 1. Oh and 1. Roniger up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. This definitely does not bode well for McCook and their pitcher sitting as long as he's sitting. See if NJC, if they can find their way out of this inning, can capitalize offensively. Roniger paints the outside corner on the 1-1, 1-2. You have to get out of this inning first, but down 7 doesn't feel insurmountable, knowing that McCook, like you, are running short on arms. 1-2, Roniger off the back of Charvat, and a hit batsman loads the bases up to Kon Yoshimura, who has struck out in this inning already. He has an infield single and a fly out to right to his credit. And the bases are loaded, still with 1 away in the top of inning number 5. Roniger gets one he likes from Nate Glad. He'll hop it to the plate through the wickets of Glad, but not far enough away for the runners to advance. 1-0 goes the count. Roniger. He'll fire the pitch. Line back up off of him. And then can't be stabbed off by Clark. Home come Cutler and Lockhead. What'll have to be a single. Stuck that hand out and just took the hot hit off the hand, did Roniger. And Coach Catchell is going to come over and examine him. That will plate 2 on what will be a hard hit RBI single, ultimately out to right field. The trainer will come on to examine him. First to third goes Charvat as well. Jan Roniger is going to have to be replaced after taking a line drive off the pitching hand. We'll come back with the next pitcher. NJC now down 18-9, one away, top 5 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Carson Ripley, the new arm for NJC after Jan Roniger wears one off the pitching hand and will be lifted from the ball game as we welcome you back to Plainsman Park. Our coverage on the Eastern Plains Sports Network made possible by B&J Plumbing. When plumbing problems arise, B&J will take care of you. 970-522-3848 or 3828. Carson Ripley will be given some extended time to warm up because he was not really tossing too much in the pen for the Northeastern Plainsmen. When you have an injury replacement, the time is a little bit different than, you've got a few more warm-ups. Obviously, don't want a kid to get hurt. Roniger will not get credit for an out. He is given up 2 runs, both earned, and is responsible for both men on the base paths. So the number will get a little hairy for him, 2 hits and 1 walk. He is the 3rd pitcher for NJC utilized, third pitcher in this inning, as the Northeastern Plainsmen started with Cal Barron and then went to Jan Roniger. Now Ripley will be on the bump. Ripley for NJC went 2/3 of an inning his last time out. That was back on March 21st against Trinidad. 2 hits, 3 runs. He walked 2 and struck 1 out. Went an inning clean in Salt Lake. Went an inning and 2/3 against Dawson. 1 hit, 1 run, and 3 strikeouts. In total on the season, Carson Ripley has appeared in 7 games And now will be making his 8th appearance after Jan Roniger was lifted following the line off him. 7 innings of work for Ripley, 10 hits allowed, 10 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Owen Wheels will be the first one he sees at the top of the order, already an 8th spot across for McCook. Now 18-9 with 1 away in the top of the 5th. They've hit 2 home runs in this one, and then that RBI single off Roniger. Have plated the 8 runs, given McCook their largest lead of the ball game. They led 8-1 for the largest lead prior to this after winning 7-1 in the first game today. Wheels takes the first pitch high for ball 1. He's 1 for 4. He's got a single already in this inning. Wheels came around and scored in this 5th. Ripley, he'll get a swing and a miss from Wheels. 1 ball and 1 strike. We're at 2 hours into this game, just about to the halfway point. Ripley makes a pick throw over to first, and Yoshimura dives back in safely. Both teams used 6 pitchers across the doubleheader on Thursday. 1-0, fastball low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Or pardon me, it was 1-1 low, 2-1. Charvat at third, Yoshimura at first. 2-1, breaking ball dances across the zone, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runs on 13 hits now for McCook. After the outpouring this inning, they've already had 6 hits in this frame. Ripley, 2-2, pitch bounded off foul. We'll do it again. Plains been trying to win their 3rd straight series to start the season, but are going to have to come from behind to do so. 2-2, Ripley, fastball, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Gets the backwards K for his first out in relief. 2 away, top 5 to Tyler Rayburn, who has singled already in this inning. He's scored 4 runs in this game, tripling and scoring in the first, reaching on a fielder's choice and scoring in the second, walking and scoring in the 4th, and singling and scoring here in this 5th already. First pitch in for strike 1 to Rayburn. He's reached all 4 times he's come to the plate in this game, and the catcher has had an exceptional Saturday. 4 runs scored, 2 walks drawn. He's reached all but 1 time he's come to the plate. Ripley, 0-1, runner moving, pitch in. Glad will fire it down to second and out into center field, and Charvat will come home. So stolen base for the Indians to make it 19-9 and then come home on the backside. Rayburn, 1 ball and 1 strike now. That one was in, tied on Glad's throw down to second. 9 in this 5th inning for McCook. Ripley, 1-1. Did it catch him? It was way tight, but apparently missed Rayburn for ball 2. Yoshimura, large lead out at second behind the righty Ripley, who paints the inside corner on the 2-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes. one more strike to finally get out of this fifth inning. To Ripley. Did he get it? Just missed low. The count goes full. Plainsmen brought 12 to the plate in their 7-run third inning. This is the 13th batter to the plate in this 9-run fifth for McCook. Rayburn. 3-2. Called strike 3 on the inside corner to finally get out of the inning, but NJC gave up 9. They trail 19-9 as we head to the bottom of the fifth on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Head to the bottom of inning number 5. NJC trails 19-9 now. After a 9 spot in the top of inning number 5. And finally back out on the hill is Nolan Jackson. It's been 34 minutes since Jackson threw a pitch in this ball game. He'll tangle with Aniel Delorbe, Hudson Hoy, and Brendan Cleland in this bottom of the 5th inning. Delorbe pinch hit on the pitching change to Jackson. And now as the designated hitter, will look to start things off. He drew a pinch hit walk against Nolan Jackson, who's 43 pitches into relief. More balls than strikes. He's up and away for ball number 1. You have bodies in the pen, but Jackson has been a long relief guy this season for McCook, so obviously accustomed to the pitch count as Delorbe takes the 1-0 across, 1 ball and 1 strike. And JC has just 6 hits in the contest, but a ton of base runners. 1-1, waved at by Delorbe, 1-2. Couple guys have been hit by pitches for NJC. They've also drawn 4 walks, reached on a couple errors. 1-2, Delorbe watches it by, called strike 3, and he's down looking for out number 1 in the bottom of inning number 5. Pete's Farmers Co-op is a farmer-owned co-op in Pete's, and since 1915, they've been your one-stop shop for all your agricultural services. 970-334-2204. Hudson Hoy will have his 3rd appearance at the plate. He struck out and walked in this 2nd game on this Saturday afternoon. Nolan Jackson first pitch to Hoy off the plate for ball number 1. Hoy had a great game 2 on Thursday. He's found his way on in 4 of his 6 plate appearances in this series. He watches the 1-0 dip away for ball 2. Jackson buzzes him high, 3-0. Going to be a take all the way for the shortstop with Cleland standing on deck as he came in on the pitching change over to Jackson as well. Hoy takes it, ball 4. So 4-pitch walk for Hoy, his 2nd walk in the ball game. This one is not an RBI walk, unlike the 7-run 3rd inning. Brendan Cleland will step in. Cleland He came up with a infield single that plated a run, and then the throw to first got past. He beat it out. That's why I went RBI infield single, and then the error allowed the second run to score. The part of that inning. First pitch to Cleland is off the plate for ball number 1. Back to the top of the order after Cleland. Down 19-9, so you got to start putting stuff together now. Don't sit back and wait. Shadows get longer. Sun begins to set on this Easter Saturday. Jackson. 1-0. Cleland smacks it back foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. At left field, left side of the infield, going to be looking directly into that sun as it sets now. They've been staring into a wind all day. It's not as windy now, which is a nice change of pace. Make the Easter Sunday nice here in Northeast Colorado. 1-1. Pitch hammered by Cleland out to left field. Long run over, but Lockett read it off the bat, and he's able to track it down for out number 1 in the bottom of this 5th inning. Back to first has to retreat Hudson Hoy, and we go back to the top of the order, and Easton Hubbard, who's reached his last 2 times at the plate on a hit batsman and an RBI single in the 3rd inning for both of them. Jackson, first pitch to Hubbard is across for strike number 1. 14 outs to work with down 10. It's not undoable. First, you're going to have to figure out how to get McCook out. Back pick back to first as the throw gets past Hamer and off the leg of the diving back in Hudson Hoy. 1-1. Outs. Bottom of the 5th for NJC. Boy got on the 1-out walk. Pitch locked Hubbard, and it fell out of the zone. 2-1. Jackson hops it in. Ball gets off the catcher, Rayburn. His throw down to second will not be in time. So on the dirt ball, Hoy takes second. Now stands in scoring position. NJC were 1 for 9 in the first game with runners in scoring position. They're 4 for 7 in this second one. Hubbard 3-1. Still got to be patient at the plate. Time called as pitching coach will come out. Like maybe there's a little bit of a confusion with the communication device. Plainsman 7 in the 3rd inning. You take out that 3rd inning, and NJC has only plated 3 runs across 10 innings after scoring 29 in 16 on Thursday. They got everything all squared up. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 away, runner in scoring position. Jackson will deliver the pitch. Hubbard takes it high, ball 4. So draws the walk. Runners on first and second will afford Riley Suarez his 4th plate appearance of the day. He's walked and been hit by a pitch in this one, but grounded out the first time he tangled with Jackson to end inning number 3. See if Suarez can't come up with a knock. He didn't have a lot of runs batted in, but he was on quite a bit on Thursday in McCook. He takes the first pitch high. for ball number 1. Jackson, 1-0, fastball outside corner, evens the count out at 1 ball and 1 strike. 61 pitches in relief for Nolan Jackson, and they're still not throwing in the McCook pen. 1-1. Jackson spikes it. Hoy and Hubbard move up. Ball got away toward the McCook dugout. Hoy nearly was able to go 2 bases on the wild pitch. Instead, it's just the 1 extra bag, but both Hoy and Hubbard stand in scoring position now for Riley Suarez with a 2-1 count and 2 away in the bottom of the 5th, trailing 19-9. Jackson delivers the pitch. Suarez takes it in the upper edge. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson the 2-2. Suarez the swing and the miss. Got 2 into scoring position. Couldn't get him across. NJC down 19-9 as we head to the top of the 6th on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back to Plainsman Park. Top of inning number 6, brought to you by Bank of Colorado. Apply for the loan you need for your dream home fully online. bankofcolorado.com or one of their many locations across the area. Bank of Colorado, member FDIC. Carson Ripley, who came on after Jan Roniger was hit by a liner, will start things off in this 6th inning, and he'll face Jacoby Hamer, Dalton Berg, and Hunter Southey for McCook. Trying to get back within a game of NJC in the Region 9 standings 3 weeks into play. Next weekend will be the halfway point of regional play, as Hamer has a double, a single, and a home run his last 3 times at the plate. The first pitch to him is on the outside corner for strike number 1. Hamer has 6-7 runs batted in this game. RBI ground out in the 1st inning, and the 2-run double, a single, and the grand slam. As a 1-1 count here, Ripley drop one off the plate, maybe high, 2-1. Glad. 2-1, check swing, bounced right back to Ripley, and Ripley will trot it over to first himself and make the tag on the bag, 1 unassisted, for out number 1 in the top of the 6th inning. And we'll bring Dalton Berg to the plate. Berg hit by a pitch and a walk each his last 2 times up, 1 for 2 the official line in this contest. Berg has scored a run, and the first pitch from Ripley is up and away for ball 1. 19-9 for the McCook Indians. Ripley, another bouncer. This time it'll go over to second. Hubbard makes the throw to first just in time. for the 4-3 putout and out number 2 in the top of the 6th inning. So Ripley's got weak contact on a pair of balls in this 6th. Plainsmen try to hold McCook off the board for the first time in this game, but we'll have to do that with Hunter Southay, who has 3 runs batted in, a 2-run home run as a part of the 9-run 5th inning. He's reached 3 of the 4 times he's come to the plate. In spite of a 1-for-4 line, he takes the first pitch up, 4-1. Ripley, the 1-0, dances a breaking ball across the plate to even the count out at 1-1. Like what I'm seeing out of Ripley here. Continue to replicate it. 1-1 up the ladder, 4-2. Definitely a good change of pace from what you've typically seen for NJC. Ripley 2-1 high for ball 3. The 3-1 offering, fastball at the knees, will run the count 2 full. Ripley. Fourth pitch in relief. Payoff with 2 outs off the plate, ball 4, and we won't see the minimum in this top of the 6th. Kieran Cutler will come in. Cutler does not have an official at-bat in this game as a designated hitter. He's been hit by a pitch, walked twice, and has a sac fly to his credit. He has scored 3 runs and driven in a run without an official AB. Still sitting at 1 for 3 on the Saturday. Did hit a home run. He scored 5 runs across the doubleheader. Cutler taking ball 1, ahead in the count. Ripley, fastball, finds the outside corner and evens himself out at 1 ball and 1 strike. Over at Southay at first. Fastball. Couldn't find it in tight. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 away. Top 6 down 19-9. Ripley way high for ball 3. You can get yourself into trouble with a couple of situations that you issue walks, leadoff walks, and 2-out walks. Most notably, 3-1, ball 4. 2 2-out walks puts Southay down to second and Cutler to first, and Corbin Lockhead will come to the plate for his 5th appearance of the game. Lockhead a 2-run homer back in the 2nd, had a single and came around to score last inning, 2 for 4 in this final game of the series. Ripley, first pitch, home run, swing, strike 1 contact for Lockhead. 2 homers on this Saturday. Ripley. High ball in Southay, who he walked out at second. Breaking ball popped up. Lockhead, left side of the infield. Hudson Hoy underneath it will make the catch, and the 2 2-out walks don't do any damage. For the first time today, NJC holds McCook off the board. NJC still down 19-9. Bottom 6 next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Plainsman down 19-9 as we welcome you back to Plainsman Park, brought to you in part by Platte River Tires. For over 25 years, Platte River Tires has supported our area athletes and kept our community moving. Visit them today on Chestnut Street in Sterling. Look for the purple sign. Nate Glad, Michael Clark, and Braden Stuffed due up in the bottom of the sixth. And JC down 10 with 12 outs to work with. They have just 6 hits in this ball game. The first pitch is on the outside corner for strike one. Nolan Jackson still on the bump. Jackson came on to pitch in inning number 3. He's gone 2 2/3. He misses in tight. 1 ball and 1 strike. 5 walks, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts. 1-1 to Glad, who bangs one off the fists over to second. Backhanded by Charvat over to first for the 4-3 putout and out number 1. So I'll see what Michael Clark can do. He hit a home run his last time up that helped NJC tie the single season team record for most homers in a year, set by last year's team, who hit 74 across the year. NJC having hit 74 now in 37 games this season. This is game 38. Clark shows bunt, pulls back, takes strike 1. Also has a double to his credit. Jackson. The 0-1 breaking ball doesn't, stays up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Years gone by, you wouldn't be as concerned about paying attention to the regular season standings. 1-1 dances across 1 and 2. But this is one of the years where Region 9 will get the regular season champ automatically into the district tournament, regardless of what happens in the postseason tournament. 1-2, foul to the backstop by Clark. Count remains 1 and 2 with 1 away. You first want to win that regular season crown to know that you're going to see the week beyond Region 9 tournament week. And then you want to win the tournament to host the Western District tournament. Jackson 1-2, spikes it 2 and 2. If the regular season champ wins the tournament runner-up, I believe, is the second team that gets in. Just by getting to the championship game, if it is against the regular season champ. 2-2 pitch for Jackson. Ground ball by Clark. Deep at short. The throw across the diamond by Yoshimura in time. 6-3 on the putout. 2 away. And NJC will hit for Braden Stuffed. As to the plate will come Carson Souter. I would presume that Souter, well, let's see, who's at second? Well, Souter might go to short and Hoy might go to third. I don't know. We'll see defensively. Braden Stuff's day is done. Souter take the first pitch for strike number 1. Souter hit a home run and drove in a pair in the final game on Thursday. He'll take a mighty rip on the 0-1 and it goes to 0-2. Jackson. 0-2 offering. Souter golfs it out to shallow left, and NJC waltzes through the bottom of the 6th, still down 19-9. We head to inning number 7. Region 9 baseball on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Carson Ripley back out on the bump for NJC as we head to the 7th. Brought to you by Gordon Insurance, mitigating risk on the farm with your livestock and in your everyday life. Stop by in downtown Sterling or call 970-526-6139. NJC down 19-9, 19 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors, 6 left on. For the Indians, 9 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors, 5 left on for the Plainsmen. Ripley, who got called in after Jan Roniger was hit by a line drive, will tangle with Connor Charvat. Charvat was, let's see, hit behind, no, he was not. He was hit by Jan Roniger. This is the first time he's seen Ripley pop up foul territory, run toward the McCook dugout, and the ball gets down before Clark can make the catch for strike number 1. Charvat, Yoshimura, and Wheels for McCook, who scored 9 in the 5th to push themselves up by 10. After entering that top of the 5th, just up 10-9 after NJC got one from Stuffed as the pitch dances across. Carson Souter remains in the game at third for NJC, I think. Or is that Hubbard at third? That's Hubbard at third, so Souter's at second. 0-2 pitch across for ball number 1. Into the dirt goes the 1-2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ripley, 2-2, high cheese, swing and a miss, gets Charvat down for out number 1 in the top of inning number 7. Third strikeout in relief for Ripley, who's at 2 solid now with that out. He's walked a couple, but largely been able to keep McCook off balance as Kon Yoshimura steps in. He takes strike number 1. Yoshimura was the one that hit the 2 RBI single that hit Jan Roniger and lifted him from the ball game. 0-1 dances low for ball 1 from Ripley. Got to keep McCook off the board, then you have to start getting runs back, because if you don't get anything back in the bottom of the 7th, we're done. Behind the head of Yoshimura goes Ripley. 1-1 becomes 2-1. The 2-1 delivery paints the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ripley. Fastball hopped in. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Definitely not the Saturday NJC wanted. Losing 7-1 in game 1. 3-2 offering. Ball hammered but foul right field side. So Yoshimura will stay at the plate with 1 away. Breaking ball, slapped foul, first base side by Yoshimura, so we'll do it again. McCook now has more runs in the series than NJC does, 40-39, the overall run advantage. 3-2 off the plate, ball 4, so Yoshimura draws the 1-out walk in the top of the 7th to Owen Wheels, who is 1 for 5. He's reached 2 of the 5 times he's come to the plate in this game. Reached on a fielder's choice, but he's flown out twice, once to center, once to right, and he's struck out looking. Ripley First pitch, he'll golf it high into the wind out in left field. It will get down inside the line and turn into a double for Owen Wheels. That was not a great swing, but it worked out to his advantage as it dropped down ahead of Peary, quickly trying to get there. And just going on the play, and Tyler Rayburn will step in. The catcher struck out looking his last time at the plate for McCook, looking to add to their tally. That was the first time he was retired in this game. One away, top 7, Ripley. Fires one in. It's chipped off foul by Rayburn for strike 1. Regardless of the end result of this Saturday, NJC knew that at some point the momentum they were carrying to start conference season was going to dissipate. The fastball's in tight, 1 ball and 1 strike. Even if NJC had won both today and they were 12-0, next week is a very different ball of wax for this team going on the road. Luna's not a quick trip. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ripley fires one in. Powered back foul by Rayburn, 1-2. Otero the week after next is not a place that NJC has ever played well. I've been here 17 years. We've never played well at Otero. Lamar, the wind is blowing the wrong way. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. 1-2 in tight, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and that's the 10-game road trip. That the team will embark on beginning potentially next Saturday if the weather is what it's supposed to be. I know they'll make that decision by the middle of the week, as will softball. We had their decision for the softball series to move to Monday, Tuesday against Otero, middle of the week this past week. That gives us a chance to add a few more Northeastern games to our docket. I'm going to have a busy little 8-day span here if everything holds. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Ripley, after the visit from Glad, fires it in, blocked by Glad. Count goes full. These 2 today, Monday and Tuesday with NJC softball. And scheduled next Friday to go on the road with Sterling over on our sister station, 105.7 KPMX, to my alma mater, Fort Morgan. And Saturday, Sunday with NJC softball. 3-2 in tight, ball 4. So Ripley walks the bases loaded with 1 out in the top of inning number 7 to Jacoby Hamer, who owns a grand slam and 7 runs batted in this ball game. And we'll have a pitching change. We'll tell you who it is when we come back. NJC down 19-9, top 7 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. David Ada, the new arm for NJC, making just his second appearance on the bump this season as he steps in with the bases loaded and one away in the top of inning number 7 in a 19-9 McCook lead. He will be facing Jacoby Hamer, who he starts off with strike number 1. He has not pitched since the 28th of February against Colby. He drops one into the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. Struck out a batter and facing a clean side in the victory. He has played in 19 total games, 18 as a hitter, has a pair of home runs on the season. 1-1 pitch, gets a pop up behind home plate, and it sails over the fence, foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ada, he hit in the 21-8 win against McCook, drew a walk in that game. The 1-2 fouled off and caught the umpire from Hamer, so we'll do it again. Plainsman just trying to get out and have an opportunity to try and come back. Got to at least score something in the bottom of the 7th to see the 8th. Check swing, he didn't check. He broke the plane to the plate, and Hamer down on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. So the bases remain loaded, and Dalton Berg will step in. Not a bad outing in any way, shape, or form for Carson Ripley. 2+, 51 pitches. He is responsible for the 3 out there, but no runs allowed so far. 3 strikeouts, a hit, and 4 walks. Dalton Berg ground out his last time up, and he wore 1. Off that outside shoulder, it's an RBI hit by pitch from Ada. Makes this a 20-9 ball game. And Hunter Southey will step to the plate. He drew a walk his last time up. Bases loaded, 2 away. Ada, first pitch popped back by Southey, gets over the fence and into the stands for strike 1. Ada, the righty. He rocks and fires and dances one across the plate, 0-2. Tanner Piriani, Delaware Bay, Hudson Hoy do up in the bottom of the 7th for NJC. You like to get there just down the 11, they're down. Breaking ball into the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good offensive explosion for McCook today after being held down a bit from their previous standard on Thursday. 1-2 away becomes 2-2. Ada just needing 1 more strike to get out of it. He gets it, a swing and a miss from Southey to end the inning. Allows 1 inherited to score. NJC down 11. Needs to score 2 to see the 8th. Bottom of the 7th next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And we welcome you back to Plainsman Park as we head to the bottom of inning number 7. NJC trailing by a score of 20-9. It will be Tanner Peary, Aniel Del Orbe, or Aniel Del Orbe's spot. He will not be hitting. And Hudson Hoy due up in this bottom of the 7th. NJC needs 2 to keep themselves alive in this game and avoid the split on the season series with McCook. Nolan Jackson back out there. 77th pitch of the ball game is across for strike 1, 3 and 2/3 in relief. As he misses on the 0-1, 1 ball and 1 strike. He's held NJC to 3 hits, has walked 6 batters. And able to hold them largely off the board as the 1-1 is across for strike 2. Tanner Peary, who had such a big day the other day, as not today. 1-2. Swings and misses, and he's down on strikes for out number 1 in the bottom of inning number 7. So NJC will pinch hit for Aniel Del Orbe here. He was a pinch hit in the DH position, and Trey McBroom will be the new DH. McBroom for NJC, making just his 20th appearance at the plate. He is 1 for 19. He has struck out 4 times. First pitch from Jackson is low for ball number 1. Pair of very good pitching performances for the McCook Indians. The start from Tate Anderson in the first game today, going complete game and knocking the Plainsmen down, and McBroom wears 1 from Nolan Jackson. So he's hit by a pitch on that pinch hit for NJC. I mean, Jackson, credit him, he's pitched well, but 5 free passes, that hit batsman now. 4 total runs. Let's see if Hudson Hoy can do something. He's drawn a pair of walks. And he is hit by that one as he tried to dip out of the way of that. So back-to-back hit batsman for Jackson with 1 away in the bottom of the 7th. We'll put 2 on for Brendan Cleland. There's nobody throwing in the pen for McCook. I don't know if McCook maybe doesn't have a midweek coming up. NJC doesn't really play any midweeks now. What do they have this upcoming week? They take on Garden on Tuesday before going to Trinidad next weekend. So maybe preserving some guys that could be going midweek there. When you have an 11-run lead, Cleland, since pinch hitting, he's singled and flown out. First pitch to him is up the ladder for ball number 1. Cleland, RBI single in inning number 3, and they fly out in inning number 5. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 away, 2 aboard. McBroom out at second, Hoy over at first, both hit by pitches. Jackson delivers it low for ball 2 to Cleland. Jackson 85 pitches in, 42 strikes, 43 balls. He's spent more time with more balls than strikes in this game, but has been largely effective and buoyed by his offense and that 9-run 5th inning. Cleland takes the 2-0 high, 3-0. Nolan Jackson will fire the pitch on the outside corner to take the count to 3-1. Top of the order on deck for NJC. 3 balls, 1 strike. Check swing, but the ball was across the zone. Not a lot Clellan could do there with 1 away with that one. Now with the count full. Three balls, 2 strikes. Jackson with the pitch, slapped off foul by Clellan. Will do it again. Just 6 total hits for NJC. The last guy to get a hit was Michael Clark on the home run in inning number 4. Three and 2. Jackson fires. Clellan fouls it again and will stay alive. That one wore right off of Rayburn, the catcher. Squared him up in the mask. Checking to make sure that he's got all the pieces of his face where it needs to be. That was straight back off him. The umpire calls the dugout out, and he waves the dugout off. Rayburn's been very good offensively, and obviously is the back end of the battery with the pitching performances we've seen today. Got to give him credit where credit is due. 3 and 2, 1 away, 2 aboard, down 20-9 are the Plainsmen. Jackson delivers the pitch. Clellan watches it away, ball 4. So 2 hit batsmen and then a walk have loaded the bases up. Back to the top of the order for the now 3rd baseman in Easton Hubbard. Hubbard has reached his last 3 times at the plate, hit by a pitch, a single, and a walk. Hubbard has driven in a run and scored a run in this final game of the series. First pitch on the outside corner from Jackson for strike number 1. Definitely not as much gas in the arm of Jackson as earlier. You just got to put something somewhere. He fires one way away. Ball gets past the catcher. McBroom scurries home. Everybody else moves up. NJC gets a run on the pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two in scoring position and now a 20-10 ball game. Hubbard with a 1-1 count. 1 away, so a ground ball to the right side would likely plate another run. Sac fly could do the same as well. 1-1 pitch. Hubbard swinging for the fences and got no contact. 1-2. Jackson delivers the pitch on the 1-2 low for ball 2. Got to find the right one here if you're Hubbard to drive it somewhere very deep on that right side of the infield. Breaking ball called strike 3 on the inside corner, and Hubbard knew it before the call was even there. He watched strike 3 by, and the Plainsmen down to their final out. That's represented by Riley Suarez. Suarez, over 2, a walk, a hit batsman since he's grounded out to the pitcher and struck out. Suarez, only player with multiple hits in the first game today. First pitch spiked. Hopped off the fence hot. Hoy slammed on the brakes and retreated. Ball 1 to Suarez, the ultimate result. We saw NJC in that Trinidad series cut down a couple times on hot pitches off the backstop. This is not one of those backstops like McCook where you've got an infinite amount of space between the home plate and the backstop. Ball gets by, doesn't always mean a run is going to score. Pitch delivered, ball hammered high by Suarez out to center field. Camping and catching and finishing the ball game as Owen Wheels. NJC is run ruled to finish off this series with McCook on a whale of a relief performance from Nolan Jackson. 20-10 is our final score in 7. 20 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors, and 9 left on for McCook. NJC 10 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors, and 7 left on. NJC was held without a hit over the final 3 innings after the home run that tied the program record for most team home runs in a season at 74 from Clark back in inning number 4. Runs batted in this ball game for NJC. 1 for Hubbard, 1 for Glad, 2 for Clark, 1 for Stuffed, and 1 for Hoy. Cleland with 1 as well. In a pinch hit variety, NJC falls back to 10-2 in conference play, and they will hit the road for the next 10 games. Still in first place, but it is a tighter race after the road team wins all 4 in this NJC and McCook series. We'll be with you for NJC softball on Monday at 1. Thanks for tuning in to a Saturday of Plainsman Baseball. This is the Eastern Plains Sports Network.